Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to D&D Amethyst. D&D Amethyst is a web page designed for the Dungeons & Dragons player on the go. If you're like me, you've forgotten your character sheet at home many times and thought to yourself, wouldn't it be nice if I could have all of my information just online, easy to access? Well, you're in luck. D&D Amethyst seeks to achieve that, and to that end, our first feature is a character sheet. This beautiful program here lets you add information to a character sheet as if it were a piece of paper. You can add strength, your armor class, hit points. You can add a personality trait. Maybe you're a happy person. Actually, let's give that a better name. Let's call that Calvin. Boom. I don't know. If you're like, I'm not a happy person, there you go. You can take it off. If you'd like to see any of this demonstrated, go ahead and click Load a Random Character, and you will see Goresh Jacanto. Or you will see Zinder Quisp. These are both characters that I've played in the past. I've immortalized them here as references for everyone else. As you see, this is a fully functional character sheet. If you added temporary hit points, you'd see the current hit points reflect that. If you were to gain some strength ability score, you'd see this go up as well as the modifier also go up as well. Up to 30, because of course 30 is about the level that gods have, and can't really go higher than that. Same thing if you go down to -1 or 0, the intelligence cannot be less than 1. If you forget that, perhaps your intelligence is less than 1. Over here we have equipment. You can add whatever you'd like. Let's say food. Go ahead and add some food. You can keep track of how many daggers you have, or how much armor you have. Things like that. Over here, you see your attacks. You've got a rapier, dagger, and boomerang, since after all, I've got a rapier, dagger, and boomerang here. But of course, this is a warlock after all. Zinder Quisp is a level 3 warlock, and his main source of damage is spells. As you see here, each spell that isn't a cantrip has checkboxes for how many times you can cast that spell. But if you're familiar with warlocks, you know we're missing a very important spell, and that spell is Fireball. Let's say you can cast Fireball at level 3, and we'll say you can cast it 4 times per long rest. Go ahead and add that bad boy in, and there you go. Fireball, max level 3, with 1, 2, 3, and 4 little checkboxes, so you can keep track of how long it's been, how many times you cast it since your last long rest. But what exactly does Fireball do? Go ahead and come over here to the spells page, and you'll see a functionality to search for a spell. Let's go ahead and look up Fireball. What do we see? A bright streak flashes from your pointing finger to a point you choose within range, and then blossoms with a low roar into an explosion of flame. Very cool. And also, all this information here is everything you need to know about Fireball, perhaps what happens at higher levels, the damage at higher levels, what are the materials you need to cast it, what it's at school, things like that. If you forget the name of your spell, no worries. Just come over here to get all spells, and you will see all 319 spells available for you to choose from. If there were any that you're forgetting, you're like, Stone Skin was what I needed. Just simply come up, copy paste, Stone Skin in, and boom, you will see the description for Stone Skin. You guessed it. It turns the flesh of a willing creature as hardest into stone. You touch as hard as stone. Boom. Crazy. Who would have thunk? If you want to see the beautiful picture, just go ahead and clear all spells, since after all, this does scale the picture does scale according to the size of the page. And that's about it. Now, how does all this wonderful coding come to be? Simply come over here and you'll see this is the HTML. There are over 400 lines of HTML here, simply for the character sheet. For the spells, thankfully it's a lot less. This is the JavaScript functionality for the character sheet, and this took me a while. As you might guess, because after all, this is just shy of 900 lines of code. This took a while. Here's my spell list functionality as well to search. I actually used an API. I used the D&D 5e API for my spells list, and it was very, very helpful. Over here, here's my server file where I store Goresh Jacanto and Zinder Quisp, as you'll see. And this is just my server functionality, loading and saving characters as I so choose. I currently only had 2 saved, but as you saw, there was an additional feature to save an additional character just down here. And that works as well. Anyways, thank you so much for watching, ladies and gentlemen. I am grossly over time. Have a wonderful day.